Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, I felt the need to address the fact that Rooster Teeth has now in fact closed as of May 15th. With the closing also comes the death of their website and app. Their YouTube channels are fortunately still up, so some of the content from Rooster Teeth is still available, like Red vs. Blue Season 1, for example, as that one was free for everybody. But everything else, Red vs. Blue wise, gone, reduced to atoms, as Thanos would say. Unless you count them being available for YouTube members, the entire series is still available for YouTube memberships if you're a member of the Rooster Teeth animation channel. Because, fucking Warner wants to squeeze as much more money out that they can out of Rooster Teeth, even though it's gone. Fortunately, a lot of fans have archived lost content on a website called the Rooster Teeth Archive. So go and look for that, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the majority of the content, aside from probably some first exclusive stuff. But at least there's a way to still watch some of it. But I just wanted to address this as I've been keeping up with the whole situation. So, rest in peace, Rooster Teeth. At least in its current form, because a lot of the podcasts and stuff have now decided to go independent, such as Face Jam, Tales of the Stinky Dragon, Red Web, and there's something in the works for Death Battle. So it's not the end of every Rooster Teeth property, guys. So go support them independently if you desire. Now to pivot to some film news, a new Insidious movie will be releasing on August 29th, 2025. So not only is that extremely soon after the last movie, at only a year and a half, but the last movie was intended to be just that, the last movie, and now there's a new one coming out. Are you for real? It makes sense for things like Star Wars or Marvel when they advertise, oh, it's the end of the saga or whatever, because at least it was the end of a storyline. The Skywalker saga, the Infinity Saga. But what did the last Insidious movie end then? Like, is this just gonna be like a new family or something? I was under the impression that each Insidious movie was essentially its own story anyway, with just this last one going back to the first family as like a special thing. If it was really just the end of that family, they could have just marketed this as a sequel to the first movie. But would that have got more clicks? Would that have got more attention? No. So it's actually genius on the marketing team's part, which is rare because the marketing team for anything usually fucking sucks ass, as we've seen on previous Kiesel news. Next up, some unfortunate news for Megalopolis, the movie I've been dick riding so hard. It got 38% on Rotten Tomatoes after the initial screenings. Now, obviously, the movie ain't out yet, so this is just the early screenings, but doesn't bode well for the movie. Interesting detail the discussing film mentioned was that it got a 7-minute standing ovation, but also some boos. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. How can a movie be on such opposite sides of the spectrum? One review said the dialogue is really weird, as you can read here, and they said that it feels like nothing is from a normal movie. Now, that just sounds like a good ass fucking time to me. Like, this sounds like a movie that I could sit down with and my film bro friend would enjoy the absolute fuck out of, and I would enjoy absolutely laughing at it. And I mean, Giancarlo Esposito is in it, right? So I would at least get enjoyment from seeing him perform. before we get into the big stories, I just wanted to mention that Airbnb is at it again with the movie houses, this time being Incredibles. Not much to say, but place your bets. What do you think is going to be the next movie that gets this treatment? Alright, we have an update on GTA 6, everybody. Fall 2025. So it still is on track for the 2025 window, but I could definitely see this being a Squid Game situation from yesterday, where fall 2025 most likely means December 31st, 11:59 p.m. type of thing. Which, honestly, I think is a perfectly fine release date. I am not mad at this. Like, we all expected to be dead by the time GTA 6 released. Like, I know everyone joked about that, like, we weren't actually being serious. But it came to a point where, like, I genuinely thought, okay, like, maybe 2030, 2028, maybe. So 2025 is blowing my expectations out of the water, so I can't really complain at all. We will probably be getting the PS6 sometime in the next few years, though, so it'll be interesting to see when GTA 6 does in fact get a PS6 version, like if they wait a bit, or if it comes out like a year or two after when the PS6 will probably come out. Man, I still can't believe the PS5 came out in 2020, dude. Like, it still has no fucking games, and it's been 5 years almost. Now, ironically, despite that recent Friday the 13th series being cancelled, the Jason universe is still being hyped up with plans to release entertainment, games, immersive experiences, and merchandise. I don't know why they would announce this right after canceling a project. I mean, that's just setting your universe up for failure at this point. Alright, quick update. After doing more research, it seems as though the Crystal Lake series may actually still be in development despite the cancellation rumors. That's at least what people are saying. But that could just be people coping after hearing this announcement. Also, an interesting tidbit is that a website has been launched that is just titled The Jason Universe. Like, even the MCU doesn't have MCU Universe website. So they're really taking this seriously, it seems. I guess we'll see if it actually comes to fruition. Quickly, we also have a FNAF 2 movie release date update, December 5th, 2025. Another thing that'll likely get pushed to 2026. But it also might not, because you want to release it at the end of the year, right? It's a FNAF movie. I hope they don't go for a Christmas angle for the second one. Like, you know, all those horror movies that are like, oh, an evil spirit looms on Christmas. But I guess it could work, you know. Maybe a family goes to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for a Christmas party. Alright, an update on Season 2 of Shogun being announced. We now have confirmation that Season 3 is in the works as well. I don't know why studios seems to do this recently with a lot of its popular shows. Like, it happened with Squid Game. Like, it went from originally gonna be a limited series, then they greenlit season 2 and 3 basically in the same time frame. So why is it so hard for certain shows to get picked up, but shows that do get picked up are immediately picked up for more than just a second season? Like, yeah, I know Shogun was huge, as was Squid Game, but I think you should let the creators have some more time to cook before you immediately greenlit a third season. Next up, I initially thought this was just random rumor gossip, but it appears to actually be true coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who were behind Spider-Verse, are now apparently going to be in charge of the whole Sony verse. acting as a Kevin Feige or Dave Filoni, if you will. This is a very smart move on Sony's part for once. I know they usually don't make smart decisions regarding Spider-Man, but having someone like Feige is going to be very, very beneficial to their universe. I can guarantee it. Especially the Spider-Verse creators. If everything they make is going to be like Spider-Verse, we're in for a treat, man. Maybe Sony will actually get the leg up over Marvel for once. Now, if I were Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the absolute first thing I would do is greenlight Morbius 2, 3, and 10 spin-off TV shows just entirely on Morbius characters. And kill off everybody else, you know? That's how I would do it, guys. Now, I know everybody and their mother's cat has been talking about the new Assassin's Creed game. But aside from the Ackman here, I haven't really seen anyone mention how it's pulling a Star Wars Outlaws where you have to pay $130 if you want all the extra content that can be included with the game. Now, obviously, you could just buy the game for a more reasonable price. But if there's gonna be that many day one DLC where it's $130, come on, dude. Once again, interesting how Star Wars Outlaws I've seen has got way more backlash from this than the new Assassin's Creed game, just because everybody is loving the Assassin's Creed game aside from this, right? So, I hope that more people start calling this out. In our last story for today, a LEGO Horizon game is in development, apparently. This is very, very disappointing. Nothing against Horizon, it's a fine game series, but this is what was being hyped up. We were told there was going to be a new LEGO game, and I was really hoping it was going to either be fucking a Ninjago game. Dude, imagine a Ninjago game. That'd be fucking sick. That actually was based on the TV show instead of the movie. That would tug at my nostalgia strings so hard. I would have bought that day one. Although that is more niche. A more popular thing was probably Marvel, right? Lego Marvel Infinity Saga. Yeah, I'm sure that's what everybody wanted, and I'm not gonna lie, that would have been amazing. A Lego Marvel Infinity Saga game where you play through every single movie, and it doesn't even count Phase 4, so you don't have all the people who are currently against Phase 4 that they won't protest this game. They'll still buy it. You would have made so much money with this. But they're doing Lego Horizon instead. Very smart.